Cancer, how you doing? So I am sitting here with my window open because it is extremely hot in the UK at the moment. Such a nice day. So let's see. Hope you're all right, Cancer. So we'll just do, what is it today? 23rd until the end of June. Okay. Soulmate reading. Let's just see. Soulmate reading for Cancer. Cancer. Having options. Having options. Well, understanding a lot about that someone could want another chance, but it kind of feels to me like some of you are not accepting of that. The Knight of Pentacles, yeah, you're not you don't want to accept an opportunity with somebody that's too slow. Could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, if that's your soulmate. They could have been well too slow in the past. Oh, I'm extremely hot, I can't concentrate. They're extremely too slow, too hot. That might be a sign, right? Too hot for you, and you're like, yes, bruv, I'm out of here. Too slow to take like somebody is just too slow to pick somebody. Yeah, or it could be like you've just chosen somebody new, and it's the beginning of something, and it's like, well, you know, let's just see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Where does it go? Nobody knows. Where does it go? Let's see. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, at the end of June. Thank you. So yeah, to be honest, Steve, I'm not really bothered about love, because at the moment I need to work on myself, my self-worth, value, respect, and I need to just continue to work. If I do have a soulmate, then I need to build up finances in order for that to come together. Esoteric, definitely. Working on a project, but it might be slow at actually moving forward. If this is to do with messages that are coming through spiritually, they are coming and you will get there, but they're just coming through in very slow pieces, which does actually happen when it's to do with the Akashic records. The soul is kind of telling you that you are on the right path regardless, definitely, through the Seven of Cups, meaning that you are checking yourself in order to realize, well, if people are too slow in my life, then I'm out. You know, if you just cannot pick up pace, then I'm gone. Because I have options, because I have choices. I cannot sit around waiting for people that are just going to constantly make me work on them. You make me feel like not brand new. You make me feel old, for some of you. You actually make me feel old. That I'm having to work really hard at it. And that I could have had someone new that's entered my life, but I've had to leave you behind in order to continue to work on my spiritual, to find the one. There may be a message that comes in, or where an earth sign is trying to give you a message, but they're very hesitant on doing so. I can see them actually writing you a letter or an email, but yeah, I went cold when it was an email. So it might be an email that some of you are maybe waiting on for work, maybe. And this is the process that it's having to take to come through. Some of you could be waiting on tax. Tax, meaning I'm waiting for my tax to come through, and I need to sort out all my affairs first. But it just seems like I really don't want to do it. Like I can't be bothered. Or if this is the tax that's coming through, it's coming, but it's just taking a little while, where you might have to be sending off emails and sorting out documentation and paperwork. If this is for a job, this is the same thing, but I don't know why I picked this up on like tax. You might find that if it's to do with work, that you don't really want to be at work. So I said this was a soulmate reading, but it's kind of coming like where your soul is being guided in a new direction, really. It's telling you that things in life are at a struggle at the moment, but you are actually on the right project. Something that you're building and that you're working will come into fruition at some point, but you need to keep working on it. So you've got the Nine of Wands, feeling very defensive because messages are coming through very slow and that you're waiting on that to actually come. Some of you could be very fearful. Yeah, someone's trying to get away with an offer. You've got 2 sevens back to back. It's like that I really want to go out dating again, but I feel defensive from the past. Now the past, a lot of people may tell you in the Nine of Wands, say, okay, well, I'm prepared to give it one more go. But I don't never feel that way about that card. I always feel that when that's created so much trauma and PTSD within people, that when you actually want to go out dating, it can be very difficult to actually pull your bearings around to actually fear whether this will happen with someone new if you was to find somebody new. Because this is a lot of fear that things may happen again if I go back to my past, for a lot of you, to the soulmate. A lot of you that are single, you're probably worrying that about self-worth if I actually go out dating, for a lot of people. That I'm actually recovering from, well, from some of you through trauma of gaslighting or PTSD. If this is to do with people that have just returned from war, they're just returned and they're realising that they're having to work again. But I'm finding it very difficult to fit in with people at work, of people of different ethnicities. I can never say that word properly, Cancer. People of different religion and race, you know. Yeah. And I find it difficult to fit in with people. You've definitely got someone that's trying to run away from an offer. If this is you running away from people that are just too slow. We'll have to see what that clarifies as, but this is somebody that's trying to get away with karma, like an illusion, meaning like I just, 1 minute I'm fucking here and the next minute I'm not, and I will leave you in illusion. It's a bit like a Two of Cups energy, where it's a metaphysical lesson, a metaphysical connection of the where you've been left so many times, and you now feel that this twin flame journey is probably not all what it's cracked out to be, you know, if that's what you believe in. Because you fear, you know, maybe, or they do, this, you or them, fear that that coming together, where it might take too much work to actually come together. But this is also something that you can do on a mundane level together. So if you are together, then this is stuff that you can do like through public service of working together. And this would also relate to public service. Yeah, I'm going cold. It's kind of like public service. So some of you could be like veterans of war. Veterans of war. I don't know why I'm picking up veterans of war. That's for some people. And they're, yeah, definitely. Wow. Thank you. Just got home. Wow. Just got home from I'm picking up helicopter pilot. A pilot. Yeah, I can actually see that. Flying across different places and scanning places out. Veteran of war, coming back, and it's very difficult in order to try and fit in back into society. But you'll get there. You'll get there. But you might be fearing that a lot of PTSD and trauma of where it can create night terrors of like people running for their lives is what I've just heard. Wow. I mean, you've got 2 sevens, which is like self-deceit, meaning like someone could be dreaming of like falling, being fooled, like, what do they call it? Fall for the okie doke. Being fooled for the okie doke. This fucking bullshit always happens to me. Why has this always happened to me? Because I'm literally feel like I'm in illusion. Like I just don't know. I just don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. I think that's a spirit message. I can just hear them keep saying, I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. I just really do not know anymore. Ace of Cups. Someone from your past might want to return in order to give it another go, but it's kind of like they're really not very trustworthy at all. Because it's like they'll give you an offer, but then they'll run out on the offer where it could be a message, but it's just, you could be left under illusion because they just give you like not a lot of attention because they're just so fucking slow at actually progressing into the, like, giving into the actual messages itself. It's like it's never heartfelt messages. They're all it would always be talking about fucking money and finances. If this is to do with like your soulmate, like person or people, but like messages that come through, they're always, it's like they're always wanting to just talk about, well, no, you know, let's talk about what do you have, how much do you actually have, do you have enough, do you have enough yet, have you had enough yet? That's what I've heard. Have you had enough yet? Because it's like mental torture where someone's like, have you had enough yet? Have you had enough of me teasing you? Where I'm like watching you in the background and I'm purposely not fucking moving anywhere. I'm holding it. I'm holding you in illusion where I can return to you and keep you in this illusional state. And then I can give you a very, like a message that can just be like once in a very blue moon. And then the messages are pretty much around the fact of like, well, we could work together, we could do this together, but then they just fucking don't, never, the proof's never in the pudding. They never prove themselves in love to like, to actually go forward onto that thing where it's like, well, I'm just constantly sitting here dreaming that there's more, but is there? Well, I don't know, I'm just going to give up. If this is relating to people of work, you know, you've got to, well, I mean, there's no point me telling people that you've got to, you know. If this is severe trauma, I'm picking up this is some kind of war veteran trauma. It's going to take some proper counselling, guidance and counselling, spiritual counsel, or from someone that deals with public service. Also, like people of like war veterans that you can go and see. Yeah, wow, I'm going so cold when I say that. Like drop-in centres where you go and visit people. You can talk, right? I don't really know. It's different in Britain, but you go and you can visit people of the, yeah, wow, I'm going cold. People that sit in a circle and you talk to one another across, and you talk to people about this. If this is to do with like drugs and alcohol and recovery from something, that's the same thing. Every time I keep talking about war, I keep going extremely cold. You might be watching for someone that's going through that, and you're worried about them because they're not actually doing anything, but it's kind of like they've seen a lot, you know, so you got to give them some time, some space, man. Got to give them some space. If that is alluding to your situation. Oh, I feel really melodic during this reading. It's because I'm normally like full of energy and I feel good, but I'm just kind of like I'm morphed into some kind of thing. You see, because it's like I want to go out dating and all that kind of stuff, and I want to go out there and put out like put myself out there, but I'm just so scared that someone's just going to do the same shit again. If it's just going back to love life, they're going to run out on me. If I return back to them and they're just going to run out on me, or if they return to me, am I going to run out on them? Like, just like fucking. I mean, this is when you've suffered through so much karma that you've shared karma with someone. You know, that's a difficult process to actually to forget until a new soulmate enters your life, and that can be a very healing process, you know. But when you connect with someone, if you do connect with them so deeply, and someone creates a lot of fear that the past may have returned for someone or somebody, and they went back to them, and you're left in this state, you know, that pulls a lot from your energy. Because this is fearing that someone has like loads of options, and that somebody just daren't offer anything to them because of that. And they kind of think, well, if I actually make this offer and I give you this offer, are you just going to fuck off and leave me here like alone again if I actually do? So this person here is actually really fearing, even though they look as if they're teasing, that's because they're fucking scared. That's the mask. So it can still be the same kind of person. If I say mask and it alludes to you, that's not like, you know, it's just fear, like, you know, karma. That's really strange why I'm going through this reading. I feel strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Someone's dreaming, man. Someone could be dreaming like of faces in the rain. Whoa. I'm going to have to stop there, and we're going to go on with a reading over on Patreon or Vimeo account. So this is a very strange reading. I don't even know if I'm going to put this one out. I'm going to have to contemplate it and watch it back. But there were some messages there for people for the war thing. So I think I probably will. But you know what I'll do is we'll continue on here, okay? And it is very cheap. It's over on Vimeo if you want to watch it. It's also on Patreon if you want to watch the rest of it on Patreon. I'm going to start really changing things up very, very soon for the next month. It still will be the same pricing, but you can watch everything over on Patreon. You know, all these readings, all the monthly readings, and they're all going to be coming up, and there's a lot going to be changed. And start doing some soulmate readings and stuff, hopefully. But it is still on both channels. If you want to do Patreon, there's an option where you can just watch what you like. If you want a personal reading, it's the same process, but I'll do it personally to your situation. Okay. Also, it will be on Vimeo as just one reading if you just want to watch the one thing. Vimeo or Patreon, and all the links are in the description to everything that you probably need. If you want a personal reading, it's all there too. Okay, Cancer, I do apologise for this reading. I'm really not sure what's going on, but we will dive deeper and see what happens when I clarify everything and continue. Okay, alright guys, peace.